Hello, amiibros. This is Jason of Shock. So welcome to my 54th haul video, combining holidays, seasons, and festivities. So for this haul video, like I mentioned in my last haul video, this is going to be one that is full of quality and quantity, because this is going to be chronicling my my hunts during the flea market season during the summer, as well as a bull moose trip that I took with my family over the summer, as well as my typical bull moose stops throughout the fall, and basically everything in between, like core gaming and a bunch of like random stores I went to, like Best Buy and Walmart. So yeah, and for the haul video after that, I'll have quality there as well, for like basically for the end of the year, for like my birthday, Black Friday, and for whatever I get for Christmas. So yeah, exciting stuff is on the horizon. And I don't have a physical Game Informer with me, or a digital one, but I do have another Walmart Game Center magazine, and this one is about Starfield, issue 95, during September 2023. So that just kind of shows you how behind I am in terms of haul videos, but either way, it's just like Christmas presents. Let's stop stalling and let's get to seeing what we got. So now, let's start. Okay, so first we're gonna start with my pile from the flea market. So the first flea market I went to is my local flea market, which is just down the street from where I live. And I got a few games, not nearly as much as I was expecting to, but you know, better have something small than nothing at all, right? That rhymed, by the way. So the first 3 games I got from my local flea market are original Xbox games. So there was a vendor that had this bin of original Xbox games for $1 each, and I just basically grabbed whatever I didn't have for my collection and just went off of that. So the first game that I got for the original Xbox is Flat Out. There's a few stickers on it, but I'll probably get those off. But I've heard good things about this game. It's like vehicular combat kind of game. I've heard this one and the second one are really good, and then the third one I hear is bad, like really bad, and then the fourth one I don't hear anything about. But this one, I mean, just look at the guy on the front. He's just smashing his face in glass. So that just looks fun. And it's complete as well, and in good shape, aside from these couple stickers, especially this one. Like, I don't know what happened there. Poor thing. And then next for the original Xbox, I got Spy Hunter, which has the original arcade version on the disc, which I thought was pretty cool. So again, I don't have this for my collection. I already have it on the PS2, but since I'm trying to complete my original Xbox collection, I needed this game in it, and now I have it. And it's complete as well. I haven't played much of this game. I know I played a little bit of it on the PS2, but I don't exactly know what kind of game it is. Maybe it's like hunting spies, just like on the title. Alright, last original Xbox game is in a GameStop case, unfortunately. But the game is Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer, which is in here. Yeah, it's a PS2 case for an original Xbox game. I don't know why GameStop did that, but it was still a stupid thing that that they did. But still happy to have it. I don't know anything about this game, or this series rather, but don't have it for the collection, so gotta have it. Alright, so the next seller I went to was one I actually recognized because I've been to his booth before. That's how I got Burnout Revenge on the PS2, the 360, excuse me, not the PS2. It was in the 360 game was in a PS2 case. But yeah, so I went to his vendor again because I like to get stuff from him, and we both recognized each other. So I got a PS3 game for $3. It was Greatest Hits, unfortunately, but I don't have this game for my collection. And it looks kind of fun. Mod Nation Racers. Hold on, let me do that again. Mod Nation Racers. Thank you. So yeah, it's a Greatest Hits, which on PS3 I don't really care for. I'm not as big on PS3 Greatest Hits as I am with original Xbox Platinum Hits, but I could take it or leave it, really. But this game looks fun. Like, just looking at it, it kind of looks like Little Big Planet karting without Little Big Planet. And yeah, I don't know, it just looked kind of fun. Just simply put. No manual, unfortunately. I don't know if this game ever came with a manual, but it does have the disc, and that is what is most important. And lastly, from my local flea market, I got a PS2 game from a seller who was selling off some of his collection. So he wanted a little bit more for this. So he got this game was $20, and I know this game usually goes for a little more than that. So we kind of worked out something, and it went from there. And that game is Xenosaga Episode 1. Now I do have Episode 2. I just don't have 3. Because it's ridiculously expensive, but that's all right. Now that I have this one, I can start playing this trilogy, as it were. Just it'll be a while before I ever get the third one, and I played a little bit of it. It's pretty cool. You know, it's like sci-fi, like JRPG. It's pretty neat, and it's complete as well. So that kind of sweetened the deal as well, and it was in good shape. Sometimes I don't mind paying extra for a game if it's in good condition. Alright, so that's it for my local flea market. So everything else from the flea market is from one that's a little further away from where I live. So I got a lot of Blu-rays from this flea market. So the first one I went to was someone was selling some Blu-ray movies for $1 each, and I just went into the bin and just grabbed whatever just kind of caught my eye. I won't go over these. I won't speak on these too much just because I haven't seen most of these. But I do have some later on that I will talk about at least a little bit. So for $1 each, I got 5 of these. I got Silver Linings Playbook. I got Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Star Trek. This is the 2009 Star Trek. Hidden Figures, and Gangs of New York. So all those were $1 each, and you know I wanted at least some of them for my collection. So that was good. So then, by the way, I was with Aaron Fazbear when I was getting these. So next vendor I went to was a guy also selling Blu-rays, and he even had a few 4Ks with him. So he had, excuse me. He had this deal where it was buy 6 Blu-rays and get them for $20. So I did this deal more than once because, well, the first time I did I just got 6 movies, and then when I came back the next time, he changed it to where it was 10 movies for $20. So here are the movies that I got. And he was a nice guy too. Like we started talking like the second time I went. It was cool. I hope to see him again next year. So first Blu-ray I got is Tarzan. I got a few Disney movies, by the way, if you couldn't tell. So I've seen Tarzan. It's pretty good. I think this was the last Disney Renaissance movie, and I quite liked it. It's not my favorite of the Disney Renaissance, but you know, got Phil Collins songs, and you know, it's pretty epic. And you know, it's got apes. Can't really go wrong with that, if you ask me. Alright, next Blu-ray is a Digibook. I think is this my first Digibook in my collection? I think it is. I'm looking back at my collection, and I don't think I have a Digibook until now. And I got The Matrix. Believe it or not, I've never seen The Matrix.
Excuse me, what?
I know. Just take my movie buff card already. But yeah, this is the one I never seen. I always get like flack for not seeing this movie or The Shawshank Redemption. Trust me, I will get to those movies eventually. Just give me time, people. But yeah, so like this was a cool release. Like look at the disc. It like if you line it up, it looks exactly like the code on the background. And I just think this is a cool release. It has like you know, it's partly a book and has the movie inside, so can't really go wrong with that. Alright, next one is actually it's another Disney movie, but this one is actually sealed. And that movie is The Jungle Book, the live action remake. Now normally I hate the live action remakes from Disney, but I've actually heard this is one of the good ones. But I've only seen like a little piece of it, so I haven't seen like most of it. But But I've always heard this is like one of the better ones of the Disney live action remakes, so maybe this one will finally change my mind. We'll see on that. I will admit, I did like the parts that I did see, but I can't judge the movie as a whole. So, we'll see about that. And I've also heard that the Cinderella live action remake is good as well. I just haven't seen it though. Okay, and have some nice ASMR for you. Let me just shut up for a minute. There you go. That's for all my ASMR viewers. You like that new media smell? Like, or what do they call it? New game smell? Yeah, it's just new plastic all around it. This is new. Leave the disc at home. Is this for the digital copy? It might be. But yeah, so new, fresh out of the cellophane. I actually am kind of intrigued to see this, and I'm not even a fan of the live action remake, so we'll see. Next Blu-ray is a classic, and that classic is The Sound of Music. Another one I've never seen. I just kind of grabbed some movies that like I was familiar with or I had heard of, and just wanted to add them to my collection for when maybe it'll give me the urge to watch them. So that's what I did with Sound of Music, and that's what I did with The Matrix. So I know like a little bit about this movie, I just don't know much. But I look forward to seeing it. I like some musicals. Alright, and the last two are 4Ks. This surprised me because I was not expecting to find 4Ks at all while I was there. So the first 4K actually has a slipcover on it, and that is Looper. Any 4K for $3 is good in my book. So I don't know much about this movie other than it's time travel and it has Bruce Willis in it. And I was saying any 4K that's like $3 because, you know, 20 divided by 6 is roughly like $3 or $4 technically. But yeah, I've heard good things about this movie. I just haven't seen it though. And you know, Bruce Willis, I think like when I bought this, I was thinking like, oh, Bruce Willis retired, so I was thinking maybe I should get this for him. And yeah. I look forward to seeing it. Heard good things. Just haven't seen it. And the other 4K that I got is The Shining. No slipcover though, unfortunately, which sucks because I would have loved to have the slipcover for it. But either way, look at that artwork of Jack Nicholson with the axe, and there's the hotel, and there's what's the kid's name? Danny, I think his name is. Yeah, I've never seen The Shining, but I've seen so much coverage of The Shining that I've basically seen the movie. Like, The Shining's just so iconic that's, like, even if you haven't seen the movie, like, you know everything about it, and because that's how much power this movie holds over you. And then the second time I went, I got 10 Blu-rays, like I mentioned, because he changed the deal from 6 Blu-rays to 10. So I won't spend too much time on these ones because, again, I gotta get through a lot of stuff here. And especially because of this story that I'm gonna tell you for my the next things I got. So for basically $2 each, I got the original Ant-Man in a gray case. So this is my first gray ray, or a gray. Also, I think this is my first time getting an MCU movie in a while. 21 Jump Street. The Clint Eastwood movie In the Line of Fire. I don't think he directed this one. No, he didn't direct it. Usually he directs a lot of his movies. Finding Dory, which I like this movie. I really did. It's a cute movie. Cute Pixar movie. Oh, and that fell over. The original Hunger Games, which I was thinking because of the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So, and plus I never seen this one. The only one I have seen is Catching Fire, and that was back when in like middle school. This double pack of Dark Shadows and Sleepy Hollow. I haven't seen either of these, but I know my friend Henry likes both of these movies, so I check it out for him. I also got a steelbook. I got this steelbook of Fast and Furious 6, the extended edition, you know, family. I got American Underdog because the rest of my family is into football, so I got this for them, and I know they like this movie, so that's why. I got Captain Phillips, starring Tom Hanks, my favorite actor, and yeah, and it's a good movie, very tense. And my last one is yet another digibook of yet another classic, and that is Seven. You know, what's in the box? Yeah, that movie. This is that movie. I like how this looks, and again, just like with The Matrix, it looks pretty much the same. It's just all related to Seven, and stuff with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. I haven't seen it though, so I'll let you know for when I do see it. And look at the two on the back. That is nice. That's some nice stuff. All right, next. Okay, so now I have a story for these next things that I got. So I went to a vendor who was selling video games, and he was about to throw away stuff that that he think wasn't selling. So he even asked me and Aaron Fazbear if we could take the stuff for him, like on the house, and we said yes. So we just looked through the whole thing, and we just got like a ton of things for stuff. Nothing like mind-blowing or anything, but we got all of this for free. So I got a bunch of loose discs for games, and I also got a bunch of UMD videos, excuse me. So I'll go through the games first, because there's a lot of these. So, and you can see the prices on a lot of these. So you can see what we would have paid if he was selling them. So I got Rainbow Six 3 for the original Xbox, Dead Rising 2, which I actually don't have that one, so that'll be nice. Super Truck Racing. This sleeve is like in horrible condition. Ford Racing 3 for the PS2. Gears of War Judgment, which I don't have that one, but I need a case for it. Wait, what's this one? It's stuck. Transformers the game. Let me see if you can see that price. Yeah, $5 for that one. Rainbow Six Siege on Xbox One, which I don't even have an Xbox One. This one's stuck as well. Forza Motorsport, which I already have, and it has a sticker on it from Movie Scene, excuse me. I don't know where that's from. And it was $3. Fable 3 for $3. Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox One, also $2. I got Ratchet & Clank All for One, which has a rental sticker on it. Probably a Redbox rental. $3 on that one. Whoops. Sorry, hit the tripod. Just Cause 2 for the PS3, also $5. Army of Two: The 40th Day on 360. Halo Reach. I think there's another copy of Halo Reach in here. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which I think people are probably swimming in copies of Vice City. 7 Days to Die on Xbox One. This was the best one out of all of them. My first ever Sega Saturn game, and I don't even own a Sega Saturn. That game is F1 Challenge. So I thought that was awesome. Like, I got a free Sega Saturn game. How often does that happen? A Platinum Hits copy of Fable 2 for $6. Almost done here. The Division for $4 on Xbox One. SSX 3, fantastic game by the way. $4. Oh, let me focus on that. Yeah, there you go. $4. NBA Street, also for $5. Another copy of Halo Reach, so I was right about that. Last two, The Incredibles and Onimusha Warlords. So there you go. That's not a bad stash for basically getting all those on the house. And then for all of my UMD videos that I got. So I don't know much about UMD videos other than there's like a few movies in here I recognize, and there's like one thing that has like a game demo on it. So the first movie, again, I won't discuss these much, but so the first one is Hero, which I've heard of this movie. It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I think. Well, because they're both like martial arts movies. Escaflowne, I don't know what this is. Some kind of anime thing, I'm not sure. By the way, those do have the UMDs in them. There's one that I think doesn't, which I'll get to in a bit. Black Hawk Down, which I've seen this one before. Not the movie. I've seen this UMD video before in stores. Kung Fu Hustle. I got a lot of martial arts movies. I don't know if you noticed that already. Or there might be another one coming up. I just know that I got Hero in this one. Beef. I never heard this. It was $3. It was $3. The Brothers Grimm, starring Matt Damon and Heath Ledger. I think there was a crack in this one. Yeah, there's a crack in the case, though. I gotta replace that. The Endless Summer. Don't know this one either. This one's actually sealed. I got Ninja Scroll, another anime-looking thing. Don't know what it is, though. But it is sealed, and you can see it is sealed. I got this for some reason. I got the Ali G Show, the complete first season disc 2, which is kind of sealed. It has like security stickers on all over the case. Sin City, which I've heard of this. I just haven't seen it. I got some UMD music as well. Tupac, Live at the House of Blues. I don't know. That was the beauty of this. Is like I got like just a bunch of things at random. Appleseed, which sounds familiar. I just don't know anything about it. A lot of anime in here, if you couldn't tell. Coach Carter, starring Samuel L. Jackson. Let's see. Masters of the Universe, the best of top 5 episode season 1. Almost done with these. This one's very common. Reign of Fire. Yeah, $2 for that. What would have been $2 for that one? This is the one I was talking about with the gameplay demo. It's Stealth, but it comes with a demo for Wipeout Pure. So if you just put this in, you can just access the demo right then and there. So that's a cool one to have. You Got Served, which I think this one has, this one doesn't have the UMD inside. And then the last one actually is pretty interesting. Now I've never heard of this. It's Dave Chappelle for What It's Worth. But inside here was not only the UMD for this, but I also got a loose UMD for Twisted Metal Head On. So that was awesome. Awesome to see. And just for that alone, that was what made that cool. So it was like, wow, I got a bunch of free things, and I got a free copy of Twisted Metal Head On. It's like, what a deal. So that was great. And then the rest of the things I got from the flea market are Skylanders to add more to my Skylanders collection. So I got a few traps from a trap team. They're all the Hourglass one. So I got the Magic one, Magic Hourglass. I got the Air Hourglass trap. Careful with that X-Acto knife. And the Earth Hourglass trap. So, whoops. So I think I got all these and the rest of my and the rest of these Skylanders I got for like $10, I think, because they were all $1 each. So let me get these in. Yeah, here we go. So I got these traps. I also got a bunch of Trap Masters, because you need Trap Masters to access some areas in Skylanders trap team. So I got Christmas Lobstar. I don't know if there's like a specific name for him. I forgot at the moment. I got Jawbreaker. This one's really cool to have. Look at those giant fists of his, like just like pow 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 pow. I got Thunderbolt with his big ass sword of his. I got Shortcut, which is like one of the smaller ones, but look how big his scissors are. He'd be like perfect for Halloween. And then my last Trap Master Skylander is Wildfire, and he looks cool. Look at him. He's like a golden lion with a gigantic shield. Like, that is badass. And then I also got 2 Imaginators. These ones are actually pretty, like, not the easiest ones to come by. So I got Blastertron, and I got Painata. Again, really cheap for all these Skylanders. And I also got a Magic Creation Crystal as well. So good stuff so far. Alright, Bull Moose time. So my first stack from Bull Moose is the one that was for my Bull Moose trip during the summer. So the first few things in this stack are games. And if you thought I was done talking about Skylanders, think again. Because on PS4, I got Skylander Swap Force for $2.97. Now, if you don't know this, people honestly do not know what the value of Skylanders, because I got this for $2.97. Go on like price charting or eBay right now. You'll be surprised at how much just the game goes for. Not even just like the outer box or anything. It's pretty surprising, honestly, because I grew up with Skylanders, and the fact that like now that they go for like quite a bit of money, especially Imaginators on Switch or like some of the other Skylanders games, it's pretty crazy. But I got this because you know, I grew up with Skylanders. I mean, I played it as a kid. I mean, I don't know how much I would play it now, but still, I remember liking Skylanders as a kid. And for $2.97, I couldn't help but buy it. Next one is a PS3 game. It's actually a steelbook for a collector's edition of a game, and that game is Beyond Two Souls, starring Elliot Page. I almost said Ellen Page. Well, that's what she was then, but now that's what he is now, Elliot Page. Has Elliot Page on the front, and I thought Willem Dafoe would be on the back, but I guess not. As you can see, also $2.97, and there's a lot of rust spots on the steelbook, unfortunately. So that's a bummer, but other than that, it has the disc in here. I've heard this game is pretty bad, honestly. This would probably make a good Let's Play to just make fun of this game, because it's by the same people who made Heavy Rain and also Detroit Become Human. And what's the guy's name who makes those games? David Cage, I think that's his name. He's so pretentious when it comes to game design that I kind of want to play it just to see how pretentious that game is. Next, for the PS2, I know my friend Henry has been bugging me to get this game, at least on the Dreamcast, but I have the PS2 version, which is still like the same thing, pretty much. And that is Space Race, more specifically Looney Tunes Space Race. So I played a little bit of this, and this is actually a pretty solid racing game with like the Looney Tunes. Speed is not your only weapon, as it says on the front, like right there. But yeah, $7.97, and I thought this was a pretty solid like license game with the Looney Tunes. Like, I don't know what it was about Looney Tunes games back then, but I hear like some of them back then were really good. Like Bugs Bunny, what was it, Lost in Time, I think, and there was one with Taz. I forget the name of that one. But it's complete, and it's very nice and silver as well. So, can't go wrong with that. And there is a mess right off to my left over here. Next is another PS3 game. It is a collection of a few games in this series, and that is the God of War saga. Now, it says that it includes 5 games, because it includes God of War 1, 2, 3, and the 2 PSP games, Chains of Olympus and Ghosts of Sparta. And I would play those games, but the code's not in here, and even if it was in here, it likely would have been used. But still, it's kind of nice having these, and I can play God of War 1 and 2 on my PS3 if I wanted to. So maybe. But I also like the gold on the bottom of the discs. And if I take out the disc for God of War 3, you can see Kratos in all of his glory. Like, look at it. Look at this beast. Look at this beast of a man who just destroyed the entire Greek pantheon as we know it. And then he regretted everything and then just moved out just a little bit afterwards. Alright, next is a Wii U game, and I don't know, I think I got a Wii U game last time, but I don't really get many Wii U games, which is a shame because I should, considering that I feel like Wii U is going to go up in price at some point in the future. But either way, this game that I got is Pac-Man World 2. I got this one for $15. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures 2. Did I say World 2? I'm sorry. But Ghostly Adventures 2. I've been looking for this one for a while, just because I played the first one, and then for a while I was like, why can't I find the second one? I kept finding it on 360 and like on PS3, but I wanted the Wii U version because I have the first one on Wii U, and now I finally have it. And there's also a rip in the back, unfortunately, but I played this. This one's a bit better than the first one. It's nothing like amazing, and it's definitely not better than like Pac-Man World, but it's decent. I'll say that. No manual. There's nothing in here, but it's just, at least the disc is in there with Pac-Man about to eat you. And then last game before I get to the movies for my Bull Moustache is a 3DS game, and it's one that I've been trying to find for a while, and then I finally found it, and that game is Mario Party Island Tour. Now, again, I'm a Mario completionist, so I'm trying to like get every single Mario game and like every single like side Mario thing ever as well. So this was one of them that I needed, and yeah, $15.97. It's not too bad. It's covering Mario's face though, but I'll take that off after. But yeah, this one's not too bad. I also need to get the other 3DS Mario parties, which hope I get those someday. But either way, this is complete. Technically, it's complete. I don't think this ever came with a manual, but yeah, tanks a lot. Let me focus on that. Yeah, tanks a lot. Alright, now for the movies. So for my Blu-rays, this one was $2.97 and was sealed, just like another one that I'm going to show in just a bit. That movie is, I don't know if you've never heard of it, but it's called Winter's Bone. The only reason I'm aware of this movie is because it was the breakout film for Jennifer Lawrence. Like, this was the movie that she broke out with, like, before Hunger Games and before Silver Linings Playbook. She was in this movie. I don't know anything about it, but looks like some kind of, like, survival movie, maybe? Like, just judging by, like, the poster on the front, or not the poster, the artwork. So, that might be, maybe that's what it is. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see what's inside. I would just imagine it's like a lot of like the same things that you usually see in Blu-rays around this time of like, here, buy more movies from us, and that would probably be it. We just trying to be careful not to cut myself for all this. Maybe this will work. Okay, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's the disc. I don't want to break the case though, so I'll get that afterwards, and I'll see maybe what this movie is all about. Oh, and you're welcome. All right, next one is I got this for $6.97. It's a collector's edition of a movie that is, well, the sequels for this movie are taking forever to release. But I got the original of this, even though there's a 4K of it now. But that is Avatar, the original, James Cameron's Avatar. And it's really nice packaging, and I like to call Avatar the bluest Blu-ray, because if you ever like get the standard release of Avatar on Blu-ray, like, or even just this one, it's so blue that there's not a single movie on Blu-ray that will ever be as blue as this movie. Blue dabadi, but okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. But it's blue. It's all blue. And then there's 3 discs in here. But this is like a nice release, and I still don't have Way of Water on physical media yet, but I plan on getting it at some point. But yeah, I like the first Avatar. It's nothing. I know some people love it, some people hate it. I personally just like the film, but I just don't love it. I do love how like it looks though. Like visually, it's like amazing. But like it's not like the best movie ever. And it's still like crazy how well it did at the box office. Anyway, next movie. The next few movies are movies I got for $7.97. And today's golden price is $7.97, by the way. So the first one is The Aviator, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. A movie I've caught a few times, like on TV, but I've never seen it. I've even owned this movie on DVD before, but just haven't seen it before. And you know, it's got Leonardo DiCaprio, and you know, he's awesome, and he's a pilot. He's a lot of things in this movie. Like, he's a pilot, and he's a guy with severe OCD as well. Especially if you see one scene where he's like washing his hands. It's scary. And speaking of scary, next movie, again for $7.97 is just look at this and you'll be like, just get the chills, you get the heebie-jeebies. And that movie is Black Swan, which I think actually just recently I saw a little bit of it on TV as well, and same with clips of it, and I just never seen it, most of it. But what I find funny about this movie is that it released in December. And and it's like a horror film, sort of. Some people might not call it a horror film, but it's like it's still pretty like disturbing in some ways. I mean, just look at Natalie Portman's face. Like, do you think that is a welcoming face? I don't think so. But yeah, I was gonna watch this for Halloween. I just never got around to it. I think one I ended up watching for Halloween was A Quiet Place. So maybe I'll watch this next year then. But I do like how shiny this slipcover is. Alright, next one is another movie that is sealed, and that movie is Walk the Line, starring Joaquin Phoenix, about Johnny Cash, and that's really all I know about this movie. So yeah, I kind of want to, there's some movies where I just don't know what to talk about since I haven't seen it, so yeah, I just know Joaquin Phoenix is really good in this movie, as he tends to be. So we'll see about that. And I heard he did his own singing, him and Reese Witherspoon. So that'd be interesting to like see how good his singing voice is. I hope you're liking this this ASMR content. I wasn't expecting this much ASMR, by the way. I should set up like an ASMR channel, honestly. Oh, and there's the inside. There's like the old disc for like the old print for Walk the Line. And yeah, there's a guitar. And maybe you can also fall into the ring of fire and go down, down, down in the hopes of it. Okay. Last movie for $7.97. There's a few more movies left before I move on to the next stack from Bull Moose. Which also has more movies. This movie is Spotlight. This is a movie that's about the Boston Globe, and it's about these journalists trying to uncover the like child molestation scandal that was happening in the Catholic Church, and at the time, I think it was like in the 2000s, right? Like early 2000s. I actually thought this movie was pretty good, and everyone's like really good in it, especially like Michael Keaton and like Mark Ruffalo and Rachel McAdams. And also being from Massachusetts, I think I'm like gonna be, I think I'm just getting inclined. Excuse me. I think I'm just contractually obligated to like any movie that is set in Massachusetts. So like whatever's set in Boston, like Fallout 4, like Good Will Hunting, or this movie, I'm more than likely gonna love it. Or I guess to any other of my viewers who are from Massachusetts, like I am. So yeah. Next one is not a movie set in Boston, but one that's set in Paris. That movie is Midnight in Paris. I didn't know what to think of this movie at first. I saw it with my mom, and we were both like, I don't know how we're gonna feel about this movie because it's directed by Woody Allen, who we're not really a fan of. But then we saw it and we were like, oh my god, that was actually pretty good. Like a pretty good romantic comedy, and it was pretty funny as well. And it's got Owen Wilson. How can you go wrong with Owen Wilson, the Wow Man? Yeah, this is Midnight in Paris. I don't really know what. I don't have much to talk about with that one. I just thought it was actually a pretty good movie. This one I actually do have quite a bit to say on. This one's $12.97. It's on Netflix right now, and I highly recommend that you watch this movie. It's an animated movie called The Mitchells vs. the Machines. First off, Netflix, how you doing? Second, please release more movies on physical media, because this movie is great. I don't know if you can see up there. It's just from the same people who brought you Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and the Lego Movie. And if you haven't seen those movies, go see them, please. But yeah, I really dug this movie. That code is I use that code, so haha. But But yeah, it's just such a good movie with like such awesome animation, and it's super funny, really heartwarming, and it's just such a good movie that please see it. Like, please, Netflix, please release more physical media, please. Alright, and then next I have my 4Ks from my Blue Moose strip. First one is a steelbook, a 4K steelbook I got for $7.97, which I was totally surprised that this was actually that cheap, because I've been on the hunt for this steelbook. I have this movie already, but this is a really nice steelbook once you see it. And that movie is The Bridge on the River Kwai, a classic. Now like I said, I do have this movie already, but the fact that this steelbook is only $8 was like mind-blowing to me. And just look at the detail on it. Like you got this nice yellow steelbook with like all this detail. Like there's the bridge, and there's a few people with parachutes in the river. Like, it's such a nice looking steelbook. It might be one of my favorite looking steelbooks that I have. And there's the inside with the same discs as the 4K, but still would love to. I'm also trying to find the ones for Lawrence of Arabia, but that one's like really hard to come by, especially for cheap. Next one is another 4K. This one's actually sealed as well, and that movie is The Shape of Water. Another movie I haven't seen, but looking forward to seeing it. I don't really know what to think of it. I just know it's what's the director? Guillermo del Toro, I think. Yeah, same director as Pan's Labyrinth and the new Pinocchio that's on Netflix as well, which I also recommend. And this one won him his Oscar, so I'm pretty intrigued by that, at least. I just don't know. Again, I just haven't seen the movie, so I have no comment on it really. Oh, and also Guillermo del Toro, star of Death Stranding, or at least one of the stars of Death Stranding. So there's that. And here's some more ASMR for you. If I ever do start an ASMR channel, I don't even know what I would call it, really. Game and ASMR? I don't know. Let me take out that code, because that is my code. And there's the discs, looking very black and blue, especially the Blu-ray. Look how blue that is. Also, new plastic smell, gotta love it. And there you go. That's The Shape of Water. And I just got one more. So remember what I was talking about, martial arts movies? Here's another one for you, and I think this is my last one. That movie is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So I think just like with Hero, they're both martial arts movies and they're both foreign films. I've heard good things about this one. When did it release, by the way? 2000. Wow, it's as old as I am. So yeah, I just know it has like a lot of cool action, and it's a very beautiful movie. Maybe just looking at the cover, it's like this just looks like cool and fun at the same time. I want to see this. All right, that's stack number one down. Now for pile number 2 from Bull Moose. This is from my local Bull Moose. So starting with the Blu-rays, I got Noah for $2.97, which is also sealed. And I know it's kind of surprising to have getting this many sealed movies, but you know what? Here's another one for you. And I think this might be my last one that's sealed for now, or at least for the movies, because there's one that like I've been really looking forward to showing to everyone, and it's a steelbook. But in the meantime, I know some of my family has seen Noah. It's just I don't really know anything about it other than it's about Noah's Ark, and that's the extent of my knowledge of Noah. And there's the disc, and I'm sure that code is expired, but you get to see Russell Crowe Noah in all of his glory. And again, that's all I know about Noah. Also, do I know much about Noah? No. Our next movie is The Prestige, which is one that is a magician movie, and again, haven't seen it, but want to see it, especially because Christopher Nolan, he just did Oppenheimer, and this is one of his movies that's not really as talked about as some of his other films, so I wanted to give it a shot. And plus, how can you not love Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, and Scarlett Johansson in this movie? And also, David Bowie's in it. I don't know if you can see up there, but David Bowie's in it, and I think he plays Nikola Tesla. So I found that kind of interesting. I just haven't seen this movie, but knowing that it's Christopher Nolan and knowing that he makes a lot of good movies, I'll be looking forward to seeing it. And, you know, it also has magicians and other crazy things. I'm sure I would like it. Alright, next is one that I got for $7.97, and same with the next two. The next one is Minority Report, starring Tom Cruise, starring Thomas Cruise. I know my mother has seen this movie. I know I haven't yet. I just know like some things about it, just like one that has Tom Cruise and that it's directed by Steven Spielberg. And it's about like this world where this crime force can predict crimes that are about to happen, and they stop people before the crimes can even happen. So I find like the concept really interesting for like a sci-fi film, and yeah, I'm sure I would dig this film. And since I like Spielberg and I like Tom Cruise, and this movie looks to also be very good as well. Next two movies actually are both Disney films. Well, one's a Disney film and one's a Pixar film. So the Disney film I got is the original classic Pinocchio. I got this, remember last year when there was like memes of like this Pinocchio, and then there was the Disney Plus Pinocchio, and then there was like the one that's on Netflix. So there was like that. But I got this one because I like the original Pinocchio, and you know, it's a classic. When you wish upon a star. I know my singing voice isn't great, but you know, I tried. And speaking of When You Wish Upon a Star, look at the slipcover. It's nice and shiny as well. And yeah. So I mean, if you haven't seen Pinocchio, like I would say watch it. It's on Disney Plus. As for like the other versions of Pinocchio, the Disney Plus one is not very good, even though it has my beloved Tom Hanks. But the one on Netflix, the Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, that one is really good. I highly recommend that one. And then next, we go from a movie with monsters to a movie that literally it has monsters in the title. Monsters, Inc. Also for $7.97. One of my favorite movies when I was a kid. Like, it was something about this. It just gelled with me so much, and like I can't even just like express how much I like really love Monsters Inc. Like, this is a movie that I know so well that I could probably like rehearse the entire script word for word. Like, that's how like familiar I am with this movie. And it has 4 discs as well, featuring an old digital copy back when those used to be on discs. And it has a nice slipcover with the Monsters Inc. logo on the front, which is also pretty cool. Alright, next we got my 4Ks. So this first one is $13.97, and it's a movie I still need to finish, and that is The Revenant. This movie is notable because it was the movie where Leonardo DiCaprio finally won his Oscar, and he literally had to put his life in hell and survive in the snow just to get it. But yeah, this movie is really good. It's like survival, and I mean, just look at Leo freezing in the cold. And I just realized only just now, this is like my 3rd movie that has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and I just find that funny, to be honest. So there's the inside, and yeah, I look forward to finishing it. Next one is another Disney classic, and it was actually one that I got for a really good price. And that movie is the original Cinderella. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I actually heard that the Disney live-action remake of this is actually pretty good, but I just never seen it. And it was, as you can see, it was $15.97, and it came with like this nice slipcover that has like white on the front, and yeah, and I like this movie. It's a classic. Like, I don't even know what else I could say about it, because the movie's like 70 years old at this point, like 75 years at least, or almost about to be 75 years. And yeah, you know, it's a classic. I like the mice in this. The mice are probably my favorite characters in the movie, and yeah, like I said, it's a classic. And plus, look how nice like the images look too. Let me take that digital code out, and there's the inside with Cinderella looking nice and lovely as she usually is. And then let me get this. There's a digital code, and it is mine. Try as you might, you're not gonna get it. But yeah, I look forward to seeing this in 4K. I feel like a lot of Disney movies tend to look pretty nice in 4K. So we'll see if like this one looks good as well. Alright, next, from one classic to another. Not from the 50s, this one's from the 60s. And that is, I got this for $18.97, by the way. It is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This one was actually like a little one that I was trying to find for like at least a little bit with like this box set. It's like a hard box, but it's really nice. Like it's nice and red. It has like these cards on the inside, and then it also has the movie in here, and then everything inside. I actually have a funny story about when I found this copy of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So when I was at Bull Moose, I found this and the next movie for like really good deals, and then when I grabbed it, I noticed someone else around the store was also looking for it. I overheard them asking someone like if they had it, and then when I checked out this movie and paid for it, when I was walking out, I overheard them saying, all right, so someone grabbed 2001: A Space Odyssey before you did. So I felt kind of bad about that, but at the same time, I was also like, I'm happy I found this. Wherever you are, I hope you find your copy of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And then next, this one's like a classic among all classics, and that is The Wizard of Oz, also for $18.97. A 4K that's actually not the easiest to find ever, but it's not like the one that's like the hardest to find ever either. But you usually can't find it for like almost $20 with the slipcover. But yeah, there's no place like home, and in my home, there's no place like home. So yeah, really happy to have Wizard of Oz, and you know, have like one of like the biggest classics of them all. So yeah. We'll have to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz, and I got a wonderful mess right next to me. It keeps getting bigger and bigger as I keep going. All right, last movie, and then the rest of these are games, and then we just got a few more movies after that, in a different pile. So my last one is a steelbook of one of my favorite Pixar movies, just like with Monsters Inc. This one is for $20.97. I got Ratatouille, and now just look at how nice this steelbook is. You got Remy in the hat, and Linguini with pulling on the hair. It's just nice and simple and orange, but I like it. I mean, it's a little dented, which is unfortunate, but I love this movie, and there's a meal on the back. Yeah, I just really love this movie. This is like behind, like, I know WALL-E, I've mentioned before, is my favorite Pixar film, but this one is like right behind it. Like Ratatouille's like amazing. This is one that's like appropriate to give a chef kiss. Mwah. Just a great movie, and it makes me hungry. It does that too. Alright, now we can get to the games. First one is an Xbox 360 game for the illustrious price of $6.97, and that is Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon. Now I've heard good things about this series. I forget, is this the first one that came to America, or am I thinking of Earth Defense Force 2017? I'm not sure exactly, but I know one of these came to the 360 before the other. But no manual, unfortunately, but it does have the disc, and the good thing that didn't get destroyed by the bugs. So that's good. Alright, next, for the PlayStation 2, I have the first game in this series, but now I have this one, which is nice. And that is Zone of the Enders, the second runner. Yeah, I don't know much about this game, other than it's obviously a sequel to Zone of the Enders, and that, as you can see down there, Kojima produced these games. So that's the extent of my knowledge of it, and it's like it has mechs. But in terms of like it being similar to the first Zone of the Enders, I'm not exactly sure. But It even says down here, from the creative mind behind Metal Gear Solid 2. I wonder if that's like a reference to like the first Zone of the Enders having an MGS2 demo disc in it. So as you can see, no manual unfortunately, but $11.97 is not a bad price for Zone of the Enders, the second runner. Alright, and then my other PS2 game that I got from Bull Moose is one that I've actually heard is really underrated. And that game is PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy. Looks like it traded hands a few times, just like how this guy is trading his hands with different weapons. So I don't know anything about this game other than I've just heard it's really underrated. It looks really cool. Like on the back you can like play with telekinesis and pyrokinesis and remote viewing and mind drains, and that all just sounds like super cool. And yeah, just sorry, my phone keeps ringing. It keeps sending me notifications. But yeah, this game just looks really cool, and I've just heard a lot of people in the community say that this is a really underrated game. So yeah, look forward to check it out. Alright, the rest of the games in this pile are Wii games. So the first one for $7.97 is Trauma Center New Blood. Now just like in the last video, I got Trauma Center Second Opinion, and then so I believe this one, I could be wrong, is this the second one? It says 2007, and the first one, Second Opinion, came out in 2006, so this one might be the second one, so I'm not entirely sure on that. But like I said in the last one, in the last video, I've heard good things about these games. I just haven't played them yet. They're like good medical dramas, and aside from them being about medical stuff, it's complete. So they'll be completely in control of the situation, maybe. All right, next one for the Wii. I already said these are all for the Wii. Next one for $11.97, I got Resident Evil, the Archives. This is for Resident Evil 1 remake, and I know there's another one of these for Resident Evil 0. There might be other ones. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm curious to try this game on Wii control, see if it's any different from the GameCube version or like other versions of this game. So it's complete, and yeah, don't really have much to say on that one. Just looks like an interesting version of Resident Evil 1. Alright, next one is a big RPG for the Wii. It's probably like the big RPG for the Wii. And that game is Xenoblade Chronicles for $23.97. Now, I already have Definitive Edition on the Switch, but as someone who's trying to go for every major Wii game, I wanted to get this one in. $23.97 seemed like a good price for me. This might be my RPG that I play next year, because I've heard like nothing but like amazing things about this game, and like this whole series really, and it's complete as well. And I also like how the sword, the hole in the sword is the hole in the disc. That's a nice touch, and it has all the inserts as well. And I don't know if you can see back there, but if I take out the disc, you can see there's a alternate cover art as well, which is also very nice. Yeah, really looking forward to playing this game. Just heard nothing but amazing things about it. And the last game from Bull Moose is probably like the best one I got, really, is the new Play Control copy of Pikmin. Now, I believe I got this one half off using some of my Bull Moose points. Or not my Bull Moose points. I used some trading credit that I had, and I got it for a little cheaper. I forget how much. I think I paid like $20 for this, but still, getting Pikmin 1 for like that good a price is good enough for me. Because I know the GameCube version goes for some money, but this Wii version, like I've heard, is actually the definitive way to play Pikmin 1, because playing with motion controls just works better. I don't know what this motion is, but still, it's complete, and I like how the Wii disc looks like the GameCube disc. And if I take out the disc, I don't know if you can see back there. You might be able to, but there's a alternate cover art for this one as well. So yeah, there's Pikmin 1. I still need to find Pikmin 2, but I'll be on the hunt for that one. Alright, so next is my miscellaneous pile. So this is just like a few random things from a bunch of random places. So first from Walmart, I found this on clearance for $20 on the Switch. And that game is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I don't know anything about this game other than it's another Warriors game with Fire Emblem. And that is where my knowledge of this ends, because there are 3 factions, and and it's just all in threes. 3, yeah. I'm assuming just by the title it's based on Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's like Fire Emblem Warriors but with 3 Houses characters, I would imagine. So maybe, and I don't even own Fire Emblem 3 Houses, so maybe by the next video I will have it. Man, you ASMR people are lucky today. Okay, so it's like a simple map, like the geography of the whole world. So that's nice. I feel like Fire Emblem tends to do that with these. And then, here's the cartridge. Come on, focus camera. Focus. There we go. I have to like put it really close to the camera to get it to focus. Alright, and then next is my only thing I got from eBay. So this is a 4K movie of yet another classic. I wanted to get the one that had a white slipcover instead of a blue one, because I just thought it looked nicer. And this is a classic from the 90s, and that is Forrest Gump. And speaking of like, I keep seeing Leonardo DiCaprio popping up in this haul video. Same goes with Tom Hanks. This is like my 3rd Tom Hanks movie in like a row. But this is probably like one of the biggest out of all of Tom Hanks's movies. Like, everyone knows Forrest Gump. This movie's an all-time classic, and Best Picture winner as well. It says it right on the front. Yeah, I don't think I need to say anything about Forrest Gump. You all know Forrest Gump. Most of you will likely like it. And if you ask me, I think this is Tom Hanks's best performance. He definitely deserved the Oscar. And I think it definitely deserved Best Picture as well. By the way, I got Forrest Gump for like $16 off eBay. And the slipcover has I don't know if you can see, it has like a few dings on the side. But other than that, it looks alright. Next one, the rest of these I got from Best Buy except for the last one. Next is another Disney movie. I got this for like, I think it was like $10 at least, I think. And that is The Sword in the Stone, another Disney film. But this one's not like the biggest of all of Disney's films. I think this was like one of the last ones that Walt did during his lifetime. So yeah, I'll be curious to check this one out. It's just, as you can tell by the title, it looks like it's like the King Arthur story. But I'll have to check it out and see what makes this one interesting in the Disney like the Disney pantheon. I almost said legacy. There we go. That one's like super tight. Okay, and then there's the inside. It's just the same blue Disney Blu-ray disc, and then the code, and then the DVD. Just as how it should be. There's like some other things on the back. They look kind of nice. I recognize that owl on the top right from Kingdom Hearts. So it has that going for it. Alright, next, on 4K, I also got this for $10 because I found it on sale at Best Buy at one point. And that movie is Patriot Games. The only... Again, I keep saying this a lot, but it's true. The only thing I know about this movie is one, it has Harrison Ford, and the other thing is that it's I think it's a Jack Ryan movie. Yeah, it's a Jack Ryan right there. That's what Harrison Ford is. So by that extension, this is also a Tom Clancy adaptation as well. But I don't know what this one's about though. So we'll have to give this one a watch at some point. But still, finding any 4K for $10 is also like a good deal, especially at like a big store like Best Buy. That's always a plus. Yeah, you ASMR people really have it cut out for you today. I have like a whole mess of cellophane on the floor as well. Okay, and then the standard black disc that you see on like a Paramount. disc, and then there's the standard Blu-ray. Oh, I just noticed James Earl Jones is in this movie too. I didn't realize that. I don't know why I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, wait. I was like, wait, who's that on the right? I was like, wait, look, it's Darth Vader. Huh. Alright, next one. I think I paid $25 for this one. It's another 4K. It's another classic. This one's Rebel Without a Cause. Now, the thing I know about this movie is... Actually, I know a few things. There's a famous knife fight that's in this movie, and it's one of the 3 movies that stars James Dean. And that's a classic from the 50s. This is one, I think out of all of James Dean's movies, this is the one that, like... This is like his most popular one out of the 3 movies he was in, so I'm pretty like interested in seeing it. Let's put the slipcover over there. I don't really know what the movie's about. Something with gangs, I would assume, right? Judging by the name Rebel Without a Cause. Like he has no cause for being a rebel. Rebel scum. Obligatory Star Wars reference for for rebels. Okay, and then there we go. What do we have in this one? Okay, same thing. And there's a gray disc, not a gray, a tan disc in this one, and then there's the Blu-ray as well. Yeah, this one I'm looking forward to, like also looking forward to seeing, because heard good things, and I like the gold on like this Warner Brothers 100th anniversary slipcover. All right, last movie, legitimately the last movie in this haul video is like the biggest one. I saved this one for last on purpose because this steelbook looks amazing. And I got it from Best Buy, like I mentioned. I got this like as soon as it was available, and that movie is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the steelbook. I absolutely love this movie. Like to say this is my favorite movie of the year is like a gigantic understatement. Like you everyone who's watching this video, like I can't express how much I love this movie. This was like this is the only movie this year I saw 3 times in the theater, and then when my brother came home for a little bit, we watched it like right before we left, and I just had like a blast with this movie. And the fact that there was one more after this is like just has me like through the roof about it. Like man, I love this movie so much. Like this means a lot to me, and I already love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and like this movie was like made for me, like, and how much like I love Spider-Man, and like Miles is like mwah, and so is like every other character that's like featured on the box. Like there's Gwen, there's Spider-Punk, there's Spider-Man India, there's Miguel, and there's like Insomniac Spider-Man from the games. Like this movie was like everything for me. Like, and if you haven't seen it, it's streaming on Netflix right now if you want to watch it. But if you haven't seen it, please do. This is like, oh, that I didn't mean for that to. I didn't mean to rip the sticker on that. Oh, this is killing me. I didn't want to rip that sticker. I'm sorry. But just look at that. Look at how that looks. Let me take this off. Like there's Miles right there as well. Like just look at how this looks. And then there's the card as well. Okay, and then there's another code, and then there's the 4K, and then there's the Blu-ray as well. And it's like the shot of Gwen and Miles when they're upside down. This isn't a spoiler by the way. This was in the trailers, but yeah, this movie is like just man, I love this movie so much. Please watch it, please. And I'll probably just patch up that sticker because I like to keep the stickers on these. Alright, and then this next thing I got from GameStop, it was $30, but I used my $5 coupon for this, so I got it for $25. So this would be the last thing that I should be unboxing, and that is Sonic Origins Plus. This is the like collection with like all the classic Sonic games on it. So that should be nice. And you can play as Amy. There's like a lot of like extra things to it, like 16 classic titles, 1 timeless collection. I mean, I'm sure all of us have like some kind of Sonic collection, but then another one comes out and you're like, ugh, do I really need another one? I guess I do. Let me get this out. Did I even like punch a hole big enough for it? Let me try that again. I'm trying here. I'm really okay. Here we go. I got it. This is the last. Like I said, this is the last thing I'm unboxing. So sorry to my ASMR people. All right, and then let's see what's inside because I'm curious on what's in there. Well, here's the game, obviously, and then here's like an art book. So it's just like Sonic Mania Plus, and then new game smell, baby. And then there's the disc, and then there's like this voucher in here, and then there's like the Genesis does. It's like a alternate cover art for Sonic Origins. A lot of alternate covers, by the way. I like that. I always like seeing art on like newer games because since we're not getting manuals for most games nowadays, artwork is usually good enough for me. Let me slide these back in. There we go. That looks nice. Alright, last pile. It's my pile from Poor Gaming, and then we should be done. I think this is actually my longest haul video, which, I mean, to be fair, I had a lot of stuff to show. Alright, last pile is Poor Gaming. So I have one. I did like well, I have one stack from Poor Gaming. I also did a 4 for 10 deal again. So I got, so the first one in the 4 for 10 deal is a PS1 game. And that game is Rascal. Now, I've heard this game is really bad. Like, so bad, it's like one of the worst games of all time. But I saw this deal, so it was like, I mean, technically I only paid $250 for it, but which is probably enough I'm willing to pay for a game like this, but still. And the case is shot too, probably because the last person that had this suffered and took their frustration out on the game. But yeah, it's complete. I've heard this game's bad, but I've heard this is a game that like is bad, but it's like it has potential. Like if you remade this game, it has like some good potential for it. So I'll see about. I'm sure they're probably right. I just haven't played it yet. Next for the Xbox 360, I have DMC Devil May Cry. Now this was a game I originally had on the PS3, but I traded it into. I gave it away to my friend Henry. So I got it back on the 360, so that's nice. It's super cheap though. I can't believe how cheap this game actually is on 360. No inserts, unfortunately, but there's the disc. And then there's Dante. Just Dante being an edgelord. Next, the last two for the 4 for 10 is two original Xbox games, and the first one is True Crime: Streets of LA. With a GameStop sticker on the front and on the back. I've heard this is like one of the better GTA clones out there. Like I've heard this one's good, and then True Crime New York City. I don't know the consensus on that one, but I've just heard this one's good, and it's complete. Yeah, I'm running out of things to say because of how long this video is. All right, last one in the 4 for 10 deal is Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, which completes the Prince of Persia trilogy for me on the original Xbox. So that's nice. I just know this is like one of the ones that like you can see it's rated M. It's like the edgy Prince of Persia. Like it's not like Sands of Time, but I'm sure it's good judging by how it's like, because I've heard this trilogy on the like Xbox, PS2, and GameCube are all good. So I expect nothing more out of it. So like there's a dark prince and there's like a light prince. There's all kinds of princes. And no, not that prince. Next for the PS3, I got this one for $7.99, which I didn't know was $7.99. I thought it was $5 at one point. But either way, I don't have it in my collection yet. And that game is Little Big Planet 2, which I have all the mainline ones now. The only Little Big Planet the only Little Big Planet game I still need is Little Big Planet Karting, and then I need the two handheld games, the one on the PSP and the PS Vita. So I don't know what's the difference between this game and the original, but either way, I'll figure it out. And it's complete. And look at Sackboy just being so happy. The way he's smiling like that with his tongue out, he looks like a dog. Is it just me? Alright, and then, actually, I want to do this one first. So, this one, I got this one for $15, and I have a funny story about this one. This game is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. So I got this one, like, since Baldur's Gate 3 is so huge this year, so I was thinking, hey, I should get a Baldur's Gate game. So I got this one at Core Gaming, and then when I rung it up at the cashier, and I brought it home, the disc inside was not Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. It was actually the Bard's Tale. So I was like, okay, that's weird. So then I take it back, and then the cashier, instead of giving me Dark Alliance 1, he gives me Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 instead, which I thought was weird, and I haven't brought it back. But just the fact that I even have it at all is kind of absurd. But they usually don't mess up like this all that much. But I'll try to find like a case for this and the actual disc for the first Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. But still thought it was an interesting story to tell. Alright, and then for $12, I got Namco Museum 50th Anniversary with a bunch of stickers that are like ripped off. So this is a nice collection of like a bunch of Namco classics, and again, you can't go wrong with Namco Museum. It's always good. So yeah, and it's complete on the inside, and it's nice and red, contrasting with the green for Christmas. Alright, last game, and then we can finally get out of here. So my last game is a Wii game, and I used I used some of my trading credits. So I traded some stuff in, and I got like $60 in like trading credit, and I used it on this game because it was $80 originally, but I got it basically for $20. And that game is Kirby's Dream Collection, the special edition. Now, it doesn't have like the outer box, as you can see, but I basically got this for $20, and it has a good amount of games on here. It has Kirby's Dream Land 1, 2, Superstar, Dreamland 3, 64, and Adventure, and a bunch of like other things. So it's a nice like collection to like have, and it has a soundtrack disc, has all the inserts in here, and it has this really nice disc with like almost every character in a Kirby game up to that point. And yeah, it's just like a cool thing to have. Like maybe I shouldn't have spent $80 on it, but hey, plus I like the wood grain art on the front. It's nice. It's a nice touch. And that is it. That was longer than I was expecting, but still we made it through. And and I am super tired right now. I got a mess behind me. I'm really upset that like this Best Buy sticker got ruined from Across the Spider-Verse, but I'll get over it. But either way, yeah, that is it. So thank you all for watching the video, and please comment, like, and subscribe. And next video is, I'm not sure when it's gonna be. You'll see what it is in a couple of days or tomorrow. I have no idea. So stay tuned for another haul video. I'll have that one out after Christmas, and I do have some other videos planned down the pipeline. Like if you saw my community post last week, but not last week, like the other day, I'm gonna have a video about the Game Awards since I wasn't able to stream it, unfortunately, and I should have some more Let's Play videos out as well. And feel free to follow me on social media. Links will be in the description. And see you when you make a gigantic mess down your left side. Also, you can say, I have this game, but I haven't played it yet. So yeah. So shock the world and us, amiibros. Goodbye.